Hey everyone, in this video, I will talk about the general overview of the Australian Partner Visa application process online to give you an idea of what you will be going through once you lodge your own application. Me and my wife applied for the subclass 820 and 801. This requires the applicant to be in Australia during the time it is applied and when the decision is made. Most of the information about the visa can be found in the immigration website. A step-by-step guide is also outlined in the website to assist you in your application. Also, there is this new digital assistant feature which is still on trial stage, but for sure will be helpful in your visa application process, so just check them out. What you are looking at is the general overview of the application process outlined in the website. First and foremost, you will need to check if you're eligible to apply for this visa. For the basic eligibility, according to the website, in most circumstances, you must be a spouse or a de facto partner of either an Australian citizen, Australian permanent resident, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. If you are eligible, you can then proceed to lodge your application online, which is a 4-step process as outlined in the website. Let's have a quick look at these steps. Step 1 is completing your application in EMI account. You will have to create an account if you do not have one yet. It will consist of filling out a form which is around 27 pages long when we lodge our application. By the way, since it is a bit long, you can finish it on several sessions and not just on one go. There is a save button on every page so that you can save whatever progress you've made and come back to it later on to continue. Among those 27 pages of form to fill up is this one, which will ask you about relationship details. That is, the details of the relationship between the applicant and the sponsor must be provided and should form the basis of the applicant's claim that their relationship with their sponsor is genuine and continuing. The information provided also needs to be supported by relevant evidence. This evidence may be such things as photographs, receipts, bills, legal documents, or anything else to demonstrate the nature of the relationship the applicant has with their sponsor. This evidence can be uploaded after the submission of this application. The applicant will have to give details of the following. First, the financial aspects of the relationship. Second, the nature of the household. Third, the social aspects of the relationship. Fourth, the commitment the applicant and the sponsor have to each other. And lastly, development of the relationship between the applicant and the sponsor. You will have to write them in each of these boxes provided in here. Take note that there's a character limit in each of them, such as this one. As far as I remember, different boxes get different character limits set into it. Not really sure on that, but yeah, there's a character limit. And I think if you have additional things to say but was not accommodated because of these character limits, you can add them during the time you upload your evidences. You might as well find it frustrating at first that there's a character limit like we did, thinking that it will not be enough, especially in the development of the relationship, since ours is 10 years. But later on, it was a relief realizing that we have a meter to measure what's enough, most especially when you're lodging it on your own and no agent to ask from, if it is already right or good enough. Another thing is that it will help you really think about your statement and consider the best approach in order to deliver the most important details without beating too much around the bush. You can consider those character limits as an indirect and courteous way that those who process these visas want to tell you to be brief, concise, and specific, something like that. So don't be too much carried away, unleashing the inner novelist sleeping inside you. Once you are done completing the forms, that's the time you can lodge your application. In order to formally lodge your application and so that the government will start processing your application, you will have to pay the visa application charge. You will see in the screen how much is the application fee during the time you submitted your application and also the different types of payment you can choose from. And take note of this warning here which says, if you pay now, your application will be sent to the Australian government. Your decision to pay will be final. Your payment cannot be disputed even if you change your mind about your application. Once you proceed, you will be directed to the payment options window. It will warn you again about making up your mind regarding the money that you are about to spend or about the long-term relationship you are about to enter. Take note as well that if you choose to pay by credit or debit card, it will incur some surcharge. So on top of your visa application fee, you will have to add a surcharge, and that will be the total amount you will have to pay. If you do not want to pay the surcharge, you can try the other payment options. After payment, you will then be issued your Bridging Visa A. A Bridging Visa is a temporary visa that will allow you to stay in Australia after your current substantive visa ceases and while your new substantive visa application is being processed. In my wife's case, we submitted our application June 30 and she was issued Bridging Visa on that day. But she still have her tourist visa that day that is valid up until July 7. On her tourist visa, she's supposed to be out of the country by July 8, but she was able to remain in the country because her Bridging Visa kicked in. While you are under Bridging Visa A, you are not allowed to leave the country. So if you plan to go abroad to attend family matters or go on holiday, you will have to apply first and be granted Bridging Visa B before leaving the country. The Bridging Visa B will allow you to exit and return to Australia while your partner visa application is being processed. You will have to pay to apply for a Bridging Visa B. Once your application for the temporary partner visa is granted, your Bridging Visa will end and your new visa will take into effect. More information is available at the Home Affairs website about Bridging visas. Going back to our online application steps, after payment, you are now officially lodged and you will have access to upload window where you will see what are the required documents from you as the visa applicant and your partner as the sponsor. You see this step number 3 in here? As far as I remember, I, as the sponsor, did not do a separate application as suggested in that step, and as suggested as well in the step-by-step guide for the sponsor. What we did was just attach some documents required from me in the upload window. The upload window looks like this, so you'll know where to attach each of your documents. Additional documents that are not listed above have this other documents section where you can attach them. If you notice as well, there are these question marks. If you click in them, a new tab will open and will show you the information as to what is that required attachment is, such as this one. Of course, take your time preparing your documents carefully. It needs plenty of preparation, I tell you. That's why on the step-by-step process, the second step there is gathering up your documents. If you follow that, it will become handy on this part. Another important reason is that you will be needing them when you write your relationship statement, which I will be discussing on another video, and I will show you how we prepared some of our documents and evidences before we uploaded them. Aside from the documents, the applicant also have to undergo health assessment. You will get notification and will be instructed to generate and print a referral letter for your medical examination, which you will have to book under accredited medical examination providers, and you will have to pay for that medical assessment. By the way, the information I presented here are based on when we lodge our visa application, and there might have been some changes after that, as you can see in this notification that the department performed several updates to its online application forms on the 15th of November 2019. And then there might be new or updated questions. I think that's all for this general overview of the online application process. If I missed some important points, please feel free to comment down below for the benefit of those that will be watching this. And if you find this useful, feel free to share this information. Thanks for watching.